Alright, so these are the note cards for France and Italy. The first vocab word we should know for France is négociant. It's basically a middleman or the producer, depending on which region it's in. It's very important in Burgundy, so they are the producers in Burgundy, and it's not seen in Bordeaux. Late harvest is vendage, tardive, which just means late. So think of tardy as late. Botrytis affected, selection des Grand Noble, and just think of noble rot with that. Cremant D, it just means title of its method of champenoise, and it's not champagne. Chateaus are French estates, which is very important in Bordeaux. AOC and AOP are just things. This means high quality. IGP, indication, graphical thing. This means like they're affordable and labeled by varietal and place. And Vendy France is table wine, labeled by varietal, rarely exported because it's cheap wine. Cru, a vineyard, recognized for outstanding quality, is not big regions, and its cru is law. It's not an option. Levels of cru. There's Grand Cru, so that means great growth. That's the best you could have. Premier Cru, which is the first growth. It's still pretty good, but it's not the best. And Cru is still high quality growth. Alright, so when we think of Alsace, think of this little saying: pretty nice guys ride pretty great Mustangs, sir. So that stands for the grapes used in this region. So Pinot Noir, which is a red grape. Gewürztraminer, which is a white grape. Riesling, which is white grape. Pinot Gris, white grape. Muscat, white grape. And Svaliner, which is just it's just a white grape we don't need to know about. But the first four whites are the noble whites. And when you're thinking of Alsace, think German. I know he says something else in class, but think German. Loire Valley. So Loire Valley has east, central, and west areas. Let's talk about East Loire. So, in East Loire, there is the grape Sauvignon Blanc, and the other name for it is Sincere or Pouilly Fumé. Central Loire. So think of Central Loire this way: go to Central Market to go to the CVS. So Central Loire, Central Market, and CVS are the places. So Chinon, which is the grape Cabernet Franc, and then Vouvray is the grape Chenin Blanc. In Savernise is also an area that uses Chenin Blanc. So when we're talking about Central Loire, Vouvray, Moussacs, it is, which means sparkling, but it's also referring to Chenin Blanc. Central Loire, Vouvray, Moulix, so that just means a sweet Chenin Blanc. The way you can remember that, mousse has a lot of bubbles in it, so like, yeah. So when we're talking about the Champagne region, think of chocolatey soils and the three grapes used for it, for Champagne. So Pinot Noir, Pinot Meunier, and Chardonnay. When we're talking about Champagne Blanc de Blanc, just Chardonnay is used. When we're talking about Champagne Blanc de Noir, that is just both the peanut grapes used. And if it's all three used, it's just regular champagne. Champagne Cuvée de Prestige. That's the cru of champagne, and it's also the highest classification. Alright, so these are the sweetness levels of wine. Brut Natural, which is pretty much no dosage, and there's 3 grams of sugar or less. Brut Zero, it's very dry, and there's 6 grams of sugar or less. Extra Brut and Ultra Brut, popular styles, and there's 12 grams of sugar or less. Brut, which is semi-dry, and extra dry is kind of dry. And then there is Sec, Demi-Sec, and Doux, which is increasing in sweetness. Demi-Sec. Okay. Rhone Valley. There's north and south. So when we're talking about the north Rhone Valley, think warmer. It's a warmer climate. Crotaz, Hermitage, which is the grape of Syrah, and then Hermitage, which is grape of Syrah, and there's Condry, which is the grape Viognier. It's white. Rhone Valley of the South. When we think here, think Grenache, and what's important here is Chateau d'Oeuf Pape, which is the first AOP here, and that is a Grenache blend. And then in Tavel they have Grenache Rosé. Okay, Burgundy. We have Chablis, Chanelise, Maconnais, Côte de Nuits, Côte de Beaune, and Bordelais. So when we're thinking Chablis, think cha-cha-cha. So Burgundy, Chablis, cha. What grape are they gonna have? Chardonnay, cha. Soil, chalk, last cha. So this Chablis is a very light-bodied white wine. It is fermented in large oak barrels, so it doesn't get a lot of the taste. And then when we're thinking of Burgundy Chanelise, great railroads move mountains. So that's talking about the villages. So there is Givry, Rouly, Mercury, and Montague. And the grapes that grow there are Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, Alaguet, and Gamay. Okay, when we're thinking of